I think these last couple of weeks have been pretty productive for us as an offense. Everyone's playing fast. We're coming together on the same page. We've been making some pretty clutch plays during the big moments. I think we've been doing a really good job.
Thank you.
Okay, next is going to be James Palmer.
OJ, there's been several times through camp we've kind of seen you and Tom spend a good amount of time almost demonstrating how you guys want to work through certain things. How often, I'm curious, do what you guys went over comes back up in the same practice in terms of that route, that play, where you get a chance to immediately see what you guys were trying to get across to each other, get a chance to do it?
I kind of lost you there for a little bit. I mean, I'm thinking, did you ask, like, what are we usually talking about? Can you say most of that again?
Yeah, no problem. So when the two of you, we see at practice kind of talking to one another, and a lot of times you're very animated, kind of how you demonstrate it to one another. I'm wondering if what you're kind of talking about, is it something in a route or something in that sense, and you get an opportunity sometimes in practice, that same practice, to get another opportunity at it?
Yeah. Most of the time when we're just going over things, it's about certain routes and what we're expecting versus a certain look, how we want it ran, depth, just different ways to get open, and what to expect, how quick the ball is going to be there. A lot of different little niches about how to get open. So a lot of these routes, they're very detail oriented. I think once everyone and all of us get on the same page about how we want certain routes ran, it won't be any confusions when it comes down to it when it's live bullets. So that's mostly what we're kind of talking about.
Okay, next is going to be Scott Reynolds.
Hey, OJ, I know you had one touchdown last year. I know you want that to change and get back to where you were the last couple of seasons. With Rady and Gabbard, and you guys have a really good rapport in the back of the end zone using your size. A little bit of an uncharted territory for you. Just wanted to get your thoughts on working the back of the end zone and your comfortability with making plays there, because you made a bunch, in that vicinity in training camp.
Right. When you're down in the red zone, the back of the end zone is usually the least covered part of the end zone. So it's always kind of easy to sneak back there and get open. So we kind of know that. And, kind of a lot of routes consist of being back there. And, I just was in a position to have opportunities to get back there and run those routes. But the red zone is tight spaces. It's kind of hard to get open, but the guys are doing a great job finding me. I'm doing a great job of trying to get open and working with the quarterbacks on whatever route it is. But the red zone definitely is something we want to improve in this year, and it's something that I think my position in general can have a big impact on the team win.
I also want to ask you really quick about Cam Brate. He looks like he's really healthy for the first time in a couple of years, moving really well. Are you seeing the same thing?
Yeah, man, he's having a good camp. He's making plays for us. He's always been helpful for us when it comes down to being a second set of eyes and ears on certain things, with helping us with the playbook or whatnot. So always appreciative for him for that. But I'm definitely seeing him playing really fast and making some plays. It's really good to see that.
Thank you.
All right, next is going to be Jalen Lane.
OJ, it seems like with each practice that you have, your confidence is growing. How much of a role has Brady had in that? Is Gronk had in that? What's kind of been key to all that for you? It seems like you are talking to those guys a lot and absorbing a lot of what they're telling you.
Yeah. A little bit of two things. I think also, with year two in the offense, it's always going to be opportunity to play faster. I'm understanding a lot of the concepts a lot easier now. Understanding what we expect out of certain routes and, the type of details that goes into the routes. But those two guys have also been helpful. I'm just continuing to be a sponge and soak up a lot of information from those two guys. And, with Tom, he likes things ran a certain way. And like I stated earlier, once we all get on that same page about what the details are to certain routes, how we need to run them and the depth and the consistency to come back downhill to the ball, things like that. I think that has played a huge role in just helping my confidence and, playing fast this year.
What about as a blocker? Because I noticed in the scrimmage, you and Gronk were making some pretty big holes for Ronald Jones. You guys were really getting after it in the ground game. Have there been some things that you've been able to pick up from him in that department too? Because it seems like you've really made a jump there as well.
Yeah, definitely. Gronk has always been a very productive guy in the run game, since for his whole career. So, we just want to make big jumps. It's more like, it's a pride thing with coming to blocking. Technique's a big thing about it too. So we've been working on technique a lot with Coach Christopher this offseason. And it's about want to. So we're just getting holes because the running game, it starts with that. We know what it takes to open up the passing game. So we're just being very detail oriented in our footwork and just being consistent in the run game and helping out our running backs.
Thanks.
Okay, next is going to be Rick Stroud.
OJ, Tom has been a guy that wants to get to know people personally. And have you had an occasion to spend time with him socially at dinner or stuff like that? And how important is that to have him, do that?
Oh man, yeah, a couple of times, man. I've had the opportunity to go to dinner with him a couple of times and meet his family and things like that. So I mean, that says a lot about the type of guy he is and his personality, very down to earth guy. When first got that invite, it was very, very cool to see, and finally get a chance to meet his family and see what type of people they are, down to earth and very, very chill and relaxed. So that's huge and that's encouraging, and it says a lot about him as a person.
Thanks.
Okay, next is Mark Cook.
Hey, OJ. I know that we've talked in the past about some of your, personal goals, wanting to be that Pro Bowl elite tight end in the league. I know you had high expectations coming in last year. I don't think you probably met your expectations. What was the reason behind that? Was it the new offense? Was it trying to get, understanding all the concepts and what are the goals for 2020 for yourself?
Yeah. Last year, it was, new offense. Myself, I think, I started off playing slow, just thinking a lot too much, not just being myself and playing fast. I think that slowed me down a lot. I missed a lot of plays and opportunities that I had to make. So, a lot of that was on me. And, year two, I understand things better playing faster and just not thinking as much as I was last year, just playing fast. This year, I really haven't had a chance to set aside and make any goals yet. I think when it comes down to it, when you just play fast and you play hard and, you pay attention to details and you do the small things right constantly every day in and day out, it's going to translate to the game. And then when those things happen, big plays come, all the accolades that come after that. And, I'm just going to continue to do the small things and the big things to take care of itself.
All right, our last question comes from Scott Reynolds.
Hey, OJ. Anthony Oclaire is known as kind of the designated run blocking tight end, but he's really made some kind of amazing one-handed catches often in practice. And just talk about his development as a receiver, which you've seen. And then a lot of people, myself included, are calling you guys the best tight end group in the league from top to bottom. Is that an opinion that you share? And if so, why?
Yeah, Anthony, he's always had the great hands. He just never really had a chance to display it a lot. Sometimes in the games because how such of a great job he does in the run game. He stays in and does that for us. But he's always had hands ever since we came in as rookies. But his route running, he has taken that to the next level too. I think this all season, everyone just kind of just dedicating to. Just knowing the consistency of the routes we need to get open on and the details to it is just taking over for the whole room, and everyone is bought into that type of mentality. And just us as a whole unit, we're very talented. We have a standard set in the room that we know every week in and week out. We need to maintain that bar, and we hold each other accountable. And I think we'll have opportunity to display a lot of those things this year during the season.
Thanks, OJ.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, that's all for today. Appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you, guys.